let's play a game. Effed up, miserable, mentally unwell, and hateful. Social media was made to make you feel this way. Thrash that brain, I'm deeply sorry. But let's look into why. Let's look closer, shall we?
We are the Social Society. With me, Lauren. For cyber education, cyber safety, and legislation. There's no better time than now.
Hello, my Social Society individuals. Welcome back to the main focus of our project, social safety in the online world. We all understand SIP, social identity persona, parasocial sequence, silicopsychosis, cyberbullying, and doxing. But now let's take a look at the science. Like, what makes social media so addictive besides the characterization of you and the sponsorships and, I don't know, Mari, maybe it's just fun to socialize. You know, every single time you seem to make a comment like that, it always seems to backfire. I just like to close my eyes and let's see the data. There is a science to everything, my dear, and the best addiction is the one that you already have naturally. Built in. Me? No, silly humans. These companies are very smart. I mean, just like how food is studied and tweaked to make you addicted. To eat the whole bag of chips, to keep buying cereal, or not know when to share your ice cream. Social media works the same way. Social media is composed to stimulate your brain, your dopamine census. And if you don't know what that is, well, in every one of us humans, we have a reward system. Just like how your parents hopefully rewarded you for good behavior, your body does something very similar. Mesolimbic dopamine pathway is the same circuit involved in motivation, reinforced learning, and addictive behaviors. We have 5 items which make up this brain structure, and they all work in different sectors in your inner world, but yet together. Think of them as a family. And we did name them names. Veronica, aka your VTA, ventral tegmental area, or where your neurons fire off, the dopamine, or where you're socially validated, that good, creamy, donut-filled feeling. Nick, aka NAC, nucleus accumbens, the area where your body literally gives you a pat on the back and is like, good, now isn't that rewarding? It is the reinforcement center of the behaviors that will take you to the reward. It's that worth-repeating, pat on the back, iterating. It's like Coraline's mother. It will always want you to come back and never leave. This is why you never want to stop scrolling, or getting attention, or hate being alone with no notifications, or needing something in the background. Preston, the prefrontal cortex. Now, people like joke about this online with like the trend, the tattoo I got before my prefrontal cortex developed, and then they like show these like Da Vinci level, Van Gogh level tattoos, and it's like awesome. But scientifically speaking, like from inside your eggshell, your prefrontal cortex is there to be judgmental, basically your insurance company, and to ensure you don't do anything that's impulsive or stupid. It's your personal insurance, except it doesn't want to deny your safety. However, your health insurance manager, when burnt out, pauses your insurance, goes home, and takes a nap. Only sometimes do they check your notifications from you, meaning your judgment isn't guided and your impulsivity increases dramatically, especially over time. This leaves you at risk to actually skydive from the building without a parachute like you've been wanting to do, or to constantly seek validation from commenters and doing whatever they may ask to get more views. Yes, this happens, and no, it's not new. Amy Amygdala, no cool pet name for her. She's primal, mainly subwoofing or amplifying your experiences for aggression, fear, or anxiety. She's a very good alarm system working with Preston, your prefrontal cortex. Basically, they work together like this. She's like, hey, look, there's danger. And Preston's like, no, don't worry about it. It's not danger. It's just a shadow. Simplistic way of looking at it, but that's literally what they're doing. The body is quite simple. In terms of fixing it, it's a little different. But if your prefrontal cortex weakens, sick or over burnt out or something, Amy cannot logically decipher things. She may scream and cry wolf at everything, especially because there is no reasoning. It's just, hey, look, danger, but no secondary person to be like, that's not dangerous, you're okay. And over time, this can lead to your fight or flight turning on a little bit too often. Adrenaline and cortisol, too sensitive, too often, and everything. Henry Hippo. Poor dude, that name. Probably got made fun of a lot in school with it. But no worries, he's quite famous. This section is the memory pattern section, your hippocampus. He's basically a librarian. He hosts the context of how the reward was given, who did it, and what caused it. He's a great bookkeeper and infamous for never forgetting. He holds all this for future purchases and future references. There's also a reason why patterns and habits are allowed to flurry. Your brain is complex and simple at the same time, which makes it easy to overthrow, flexible, but also deadly to compromise. This is actually where my research stems the most because I did my ending college paper on this. But don't worry, I won't make the video that long. This is not an essay, this is a PSA. Social media's effect on the brain, the after effects, the Photoshop, if you will, it's not fun to deal with. More so because you don't know you're dealing with it. It's parasitic. Having constant dopamine spikes leads to a lot of cognitive buffering and redlining. Similar to, but not the same as, but in the same energy. For example, is diabetes. Redlining is a constant worry of spiking high. Your hardware can get a little fried chicken. Same happens to constant dopamine spikes to your brain. Your hardware gets a little fried chicken, but thankfully your brain has neuroplasticity, unlike the pancreas, meaning it's reversible for some time. Because of structural plasticity, your brain can physically change shape and make new branches and shrink the ones that aren't being used anymore. It also has functional plasticity, like if you had a stroke or just constant burnout, it will know to use the healthier areas of your brain to function. Amazing, and they say aliens are from space. But if you keep redlining your dopamine and don't take heed to every good advice, symptoms start with depression, irritability, and brain fog. And learning why is that leads to the inability to think deeply, to retain information, and also literacy, to name a few. Then as you grow up, your brain has a hard time morphing like it once did. You kind of lose a little bit of that neuroplasticity. And then yes, brain issues and aggressive cognitive decline, not just getting old. This is like vascular related cognitive impairment or vascular dementia, where one day you're fine and the next moment you're not and then you have a quiet stroke, that type of thing. Sorry, it's gotten dark, but I'm saying not in this age, I'm talking about as you get older. And also I know I may get some backlash of people saying it's not just social media, there are other things too. But social media is propagating a lot of the things that spike your dopamine. TV is not even in the same realm. If you want to put anything in the same type of realm, the only closest thing to your constant dopamine spikes that social media is pushing would be great. And I'm not to judge anyone, I'm just talking about the science of things. So no hard feeling. This is all in all to say, yes, it can be helped. It is reversible, the damages that social media does do to you. Getting to it today is better than doing it next year or in the next 10 years or in the next 2 decades. The remedy is, well, it's Captain Crunch obvious. Limit the frequency of activity. But that's a lot easier said than done. The problem is, it is marketing. Just like how certain drugs in the beginning weren't marketed with the user's experience or even told what the actual side effects were until later. Many people fall into the system of rolling up in a problem and not even knowing it's there. Someone who is addicted may not even realize they're addicted. What really is needed is awareness, community, and willpower. But together they're strong, but apart not so much. Well, let me know, Social Society, in the comments, how many days are you online? No hard feelings, I'm not gonna judge you. And let's also see who's responsible for the marketing/recipe of social media and should they be held accountable. In the next episode, sailing on, my Social Society.